vaincre comme ça. Vous y avez cru, hein? Allez, on est reparti. Bon. Et bah... Tiens, on regarde l'horloge. Il est... On s'en fout. Alors...
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Oui, peut-être. Peut-être qu'il y a un centre de contrôle mental. Putain, c'est trop cool, mais je suis mort. Je me suis fait éclater. Everything input. Ah. Il y a des trucs à faire. Il y a des trucs à faire. Il y a des trucs qui ont changé. Mais en fait, le jeu n'était pas fini. Ah bah bien le café par terre. Eh, c'est pas moi qui nettoie. Hein. Moi je suis pas femme de ménage, je suis appuyeur de bouton.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Non.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
Oui, voilà, c'est ça. On va faire ça. C'est bizarre ça. On peut pas aller. Alors oui, je teste toutes les portes. Hein. On sait jamais.
Ah, yes, truly a room worth admiring. It had really been worth the detour after all, just to spend a few moments here in this immaculate, beautifully constructed room.
Alors,
Stanley simply stood here, drinking it all in.
oui, voilà. Merci. Alors, parfaitement conçu, non. Parce qu'il y a une marche. C'est même pas une marche, c'est un dénivelé. T'imagines le mec qui boit un truc là?
Yes,
Mais...
really worth it being here in the room. A room so utterly captivating that even though all your co-workers have mysteriously vanished, here you sit looking at these chairs and some paintings. Really worth it.
Ouais.
But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left. Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
Do not lie if you're lying right now, stuff. Ne mentez pas, si vous mentez maintenant, arrêtez. Ah là là. J'ai pas la carte. J'ai pas la carte. Putain, il range quoi ici? C'est ouvert. On peut partir. Mais... c'est obligé qu'on se pète une jambe. On l'attente? On l'attente.
But in his eagerness to prove that he is in control of the story and no one gets to tell him what to do, Stanley leapt from the platform and plunged to his death.
Ben oui.
Good job, Stanley. Everyone thinks you are very powerful.
Ben oui. J'avais dit qu'on se pèterait une jambe. Bon allez, on continue.
The meeting room. Yes, that's where everyone would be.
Ouais,
Stanley
ouais.
just needed to get to the meeting room,
Ouais.
and from then on, he would never be alone ever again.
Ouais.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open... This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
Mais tais-toi! Ah, il m'énerve!
Yes,
Non, il est
this
moche.
room. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left. Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
Allez.
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy,
Tu
really,
m'as tué,
I'm
tu m'as fait
not. I
péter.
realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've forgotten about. Please, stop trying to make every decision by yourself. Now, I'm not asking for me, I'm asking for her.
Mais de qui tu parles? Tu parles de qui? Quand tu dis elle, tu parles de ma cervelle qui est explosée sur tous les murs parce que tu m'as fait exploser. Maintenant,
This is it, Stanley. Your chance to redeem yourself.
Alors,
To put your work aside. To let her back into your
je
life.
suis sûr qu'on peut descendre.
She's been waiting.
C'est là? Eh ben non, je vais essayer d'aller là. On peut pas. Il m'énerve. On peut aller là. Non, on peut pas. Wow. Ça fait toujours moins peur que l'explosion nucléaire.
That's her, Stanley. You need to be the one to do this. To reach out to her. If you can truly place your faith in another, then pick up the phone.
Vous l'avez vu, hein? Oui, vous l'avez vu.
As Stanley picked up the phone, a white light engulfed him, filling him not just with radiance, but with hope. Hope for a life reunited one... Wait. Oh, goodness. Stanley, did you just unplug the phone? No, that wasn't supposed to be a choice. How did you do that? You actually chose incorrectly. I didn't even know that was possible. Let me double check.
Ah bah tu peux vérifier, hein, j'ai gagné.
No, it's definitely here, clear as day. Stanley picks up the phone. He's taken to his apartment where he finds his wife, and the two pledge themselves to one another. Music comes in, fade to white, roll credits. Not picking up the phone is actually somehow an incorrect course of action. How is that even possible? None of these decisions were supposed to mean anything. I don't understand. How on earth are you making meaningful choices? What did you... Wait a second. Did I just see... No, that's not possible. I can't believe it. How had I not noticed it sooner? You're not Stanley. You're a real person. I can't believe I was so mistaken. This is why you've been able to make correct and incorrect choices. And to think I've been letting you run around in this game for so long. If you'd made any more wrong choices, you might have negated it entirely. It's as though you completely ignored even the most basic safety protocol for real-world decision-making. Or did you not grasp the severity of the situation? Well, I won't have that kind of risk on my watch. I'm going to stop the game for a moment so we can educate you properly on safe decision-making in the real world. Please observe this helpful instructional video.
Choice. It's the best part of being a real person. But if used incorrectly, can also be the most dangerous. For example, in this scenario, a hypothetical real person named Stephen has a choice. He could spend years helping improve the quality of life for citizens of impoverished third world nations. Or he could systematically set fire to every orphan living in a 30-kilometer radius of his house. Which choice would you make? Remember that unlike here, the real world makes sense, and at no time should you make a choice that does not conform to rational logic. If you find yourself speaking with a person who does not make sense, in all likelihood, that person is not real. Allow the person to finish their thought, then provide an excuse why you cannot continue talking. Turn to a partner and practice saying, "My goodness, is it 4:30? I'm supposed to be having a back, sack, and crack."
Wow, j'ai cru que j'ai eu un blue screen. Oui.
Excellent. Making choices on a regular basis is the best part to a healthy decision-making process.
Maintenant, il y a des sous-titres.
Most medical professionals recommend making at least 8 choices per day. Do you make more than 8? Less? And finally, if you begin to wonder if your choices are actually meaningful and whether you'll ever make a significant contribution to the world, just remember that in the vast infiniteness of space, your thoughts and problems are materially insignificant, and the feeling should subside. At this time, your instructor will guide you in an exercise to test and reinforce the material covered in this video.
Putain, il a gagné, il me fait tellement chier.
Welcome back. You may have noticed that this room has begun to deteriorate as a result of narrative contradiction. But not to worry. Now that you're properly informed on good decision-making, we're going to revisit a choice you made just a few minutes ago and see what the correct thing to do would have been. This way, please.
Débranché. Ah bah il n'y a plus de prise. Et si je réponds? Je peux pas. Alors oui, alors traduction à peu près. Alors en gros, il m'a expliqué que les choix c'était une des meilleures choses dans la vie, que il fallait en faire beaucoup, et que on avait souvent des choix du style est-ce que vous voulez aider toutes les personnes dans le besoin ou est-ce que vous voulez toutes les brûler vivantes. Et il a dit si quelqu'un fait toujours les bons choix, eh ben ce n'est pas une vraie personne. Et c'est vrai. Parce que moi, par exemple, je les cramerais, les personnes. C'est tellement pas Charlie ce que je viens de dire. Moi, je veux rire ça. Bah non, mais non, mais... Il m'énerve, hein.
Now that we know your choices are meaningful, we can't have you jumping off the platform and dying. Imagine the main character dying senselessly halfway through the story. That story would make no sense at all. We just need to get you home as soon as possible before the narrative contradiction gets any worse. Unfortunately, it seems this place is not well equipped to deal with reality.
Il m'a fait exploser et maintenant il veut m'aider à pas foutre trop le bordel dans le jeu. Ah d'accord, il a mis une barrière. Ne sautez pas du cargo. Ah, pendant qu'il bouge, ça peut causer la mort. Ah mais les barrières se ferment. Ah, t'es pas cool hein, narrateur. Je peux passer par la chaise? Non, je suis triste. Bon ben. Du coup je vais un peu écouter quand même. C'est là la porte, non? Que je devais prendre. C'est bizarre. Waouh, la super pièce, elle est incroyable.
You'll take the door on the left, back to the correct ending, the story will have resolution once again, and you'll be home free in the real world.
D'accord, on va faire ça. Je veux plus de film éducatif sur l'importance des choix.
Now remember, all you need to do is behave exactly as Stanley would.
Allez,
that means choosing responsibly and always putting the story first. I'm quite sure you'll be up to the task. Just follow my lead and you'll be fine. All right. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left. No! Why did you do that? Quickly, hurry back in the other direction. Perhaps we're not too late.
Bah. C'est quoi ces numéros? Non mais d'accord. J'ai cassé le jeu. Ouais, on repasse. On peut pas, faut qu'on passe par la porte de bouche. Et depuis tout à l'heure on l'embête le narrateur, c'est un peu une revanche. Moi j'aime bien.
Oh, it's ruined.
Ah,
I can't believe after everything we talked about that my story, you've destroyed my work. Why? For what? What did you get out of that? What did you think was so special about seeing the game undone, left here like so much garbage? It's worthless now. And what am I supposed to do? Even if there were a way to continue, would it be worth it? To know that my story is now incorrect? How can I go back to that? I can't erase that knowledge. I'll have to live with it forever, reliving its impossibility forever. I couldn't live that way. Is it better to shut the game down entirely? To willingly destroy all of my work? I don't know. What's the answer? What do I do? What do I do? What do I... No, I have
mais t'as pas le jeu.
I have to shut the game down. I have to.
Non.
I have to.
Non, mais non. Mais... C'est pas sympa. C'est pas sympa parce que je voulais voir la suite. Ah.
I'm here. I'm still here. Here in this pile of rubbish. With you. You. Who thought you were so clever.
Mais toi aussi tu te
now
croyais
look
malin.
Where we are. My entire game is destroyed. It was the only thing in the world that was mine, and you've run it into the ground.
Ouais, bah toi,
what, did you think that would be funny? You just had to see? Didn't I impress upon you how important it was to be like Stanley? He actually knows how to do what I tell him to. He understands that if I say to do something, there's a damn good reason for it. That thought hadn't even occurred to you, had it? That there's a world outside of you? You're a child.
Mais comment tu me parles, toi?
My story. If you'd just gone through the door on the left, you would have seen it. There was a whole underground facility. You would have destroyed it and been victorious. It would have been so perfect.
Détruit, hein.
I worked so hard on it. I tried so hard.
Waouh.
Behave exactly as Stanley would. That means choosing responsibly and always putting the story first. I'm quite sure you'll be up to the task. Just follow my lead and you'll be fine. All right. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Alors, je me comporte comme Stanley. Ah, bonjour, je suis Stanley, je t'emmerde, mon gars, je t'emmerde.
No! Why did you do that? Quickly, hurry.
Bah.
Behave
Mais... Oui. J'ai cassé le jeu. J'ai cassé le jeu.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Oui. Mais encore. Bon. Je vais faire une ellipse pour voir si c'est quand même pas le jeu qui a planté, parce que ça m'emmerderait de vous faire attendre sur un écran noir. A tout de suite, ou... Ouais, à tout de suite. Bon. Bah... J'ai cassé le jeu. J'ai gagné. Eh, le narrateur il parle plus. Le complexe il existe plus. J'ai cassé le jeu, j'ai gagné. C'est comme ça que ça marche. Donc, si vous voulez que je répare le jeu et que je refasse d'autres vidéos, enfin que moi et Evoluzion refasse d'autres vidéos, vous avez qu'à aimer la vidéo, vous abonner, partager, enfin tout ça vous connaissez. Allez, salut tout le monde.